2024, and what we call a little taste and tease of what Phantasmagoria does. We are a Victorian horror troupe, and we perform throughout the year at events and on main stage tours, and here at MEGACON, we bring a little variety of what we do on that main stage show. Let me introduce you to some of the players that are here this evening. Oh, Mercury! And the lady, Simmerine. Now, every year, we like to come to MEGACON and have fun ourselves. So what we do is a little trick within that teases all of us. The first year we came to do this type of a show, we had a big wheel. And we rolled the wheel, and when it landed on somebody, that's the person who performed, right? Then the next year, we didn't want to use the wheel again. It also went crazy some of the time. Right? But we did the pick a name out of a hat, and that's who performed. And then we did playing cards, where you had to pick a card and card and card. You picked out, that's who performed, which was fun. But the trick with that was we all kind of knew what we were going to do anyway. We just didn't know when we were going to do it or who would be picked. So this year, I decided to mess with us even more. Everything you see here tonight will be discovered. Notice the word I use. Discovered as it happens. Let me open this up. Lisana, if you could come here. Actually, let me see. Effigy, come here. If you would please take that box out. Thank you, dear heart. Say hello to my box, everybody. In this box are 6 stories. 6 stories that we have not rehearsed. 6 stories that we have not cast. So when you pick a story, we simply give the script to the 3 storytellers who are here. I'm stuck in this position because I am one of them. And we do the stories, kind of horror improv, if you will. We will discover them as we go. Along with that, we have 2 dancers up here who will be dancing to songs they have not danced to before. In addition, we have a singer here who has brought in, now she's not improvising a song, trust me on that, but she did write the song. So she's bringing us an original song that is being premiered here at MEGACON, and the dancers seem to like dancing to it, which was a surprise for all of us. So it's an evening of discovery, and the way we do it is this way. It's still a little bit of that pick a card, any card kind of a thing, but now you have multiple choices. I will go around to you with these stories, and I will offer you song, dance, story, or wild card. Now the wild card is where I get to choose. That is the most boring one to use. So do not choose that one, right? We want to keep on our toes, as we say. So first I'm going to come all the way back here to this corner to and I'm going to say story, dance, song, or wild card. Dance! Beautiful! Now, dancers, could you please raise your hands? You get to choose the dancer. That one. Yes, the Lady Simmerine. All right. So our first performance of the night will be the Lady Simmerine in a dance. We're letting her go get her tools of dance. She actually dances with tools. Implements, if you will. Lady Simmerine, let us know when you are ready. That refreshes. Hold on. There we go. All right. Welcome to the stage for our first performance here of MEGACON 2024's. Was it 4 o'clock? I don't even know what time it is anymore. 5 o'clock show. Welcome to the stage, the Lady Simmerine. soft-core Rob zombie with a washboard. You know, they actually use that in their performances. They're amazing southern rock. All right, I'm gonna come on the diagonal. I'm gonna go this way. So, you're gonna be the next one, okay? So, dance, song, or story, or wild card. Don't pick wild card. Wild card, yes. Ah, then you get to pick which one. This one, take that out. Oh, yeah, take all three. Yeah. Those are the scripts. Let's see which one is going to be. Am I going to kill you or not? Oh, my! Okay, we haven't done this one yet. Okay. So, this is an interesting one because it needs a fourth player. So, I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to show you the title. It's an old penny dreadful. We're going to need a bed. Which one do you want?
3.
You're going to take voice 3?
Yes.
Ifigene, which one do you want?
Could I take voice 1, maybe?
Take voice 1?
Yeah.
I will take voice 2. Go to sleep, darling. Don't worry about us. Worry about her. All right, so again, so you do a voice 1, you do a voice 3, I'm voice 2. This is a little one entitled Varney the Vampire, or The Feast of Blood. It's an old penny dreadful from the mid-1800s.
The solemn tones of an old cathedral clock announced midnight. The air is thick and heavy. A strange, death-like stillness pervades all nature. A faint peal of thunder comes from far off.
One awful warring hurricane swept over a whole city, producing more devastation in the 4 or 5 minutes it lasted than would half a century of ordinary phenomena.
A hailstorm burst over the city. Leaves are dashed from the trees.
Windows are smashed and broken.
Oh, how the storm raged. Hail, rain, wind. It was in very truth an awful night.
An antique chamber. The ceiling is low, and a large bay window looks to the west. The window is filled with curiously painted glass and rich stained pieces, which send in a strange yet beautiful light when sun or moon shines into the apartment.
There's a stately bed in that chamber. Of carved walnut wood is it made, rich in design and elaborate in execution.
How the hell dashes on the old bay window? The wind, the hail, the rain expend their fury in vain.
The bed in that old chamber is occupied. A woman, young and beautiful, lies in a half sleep.
The storm does not fully waken her, but it does disturb her slumbers.
Lightning, an awful, vivid, terrifying flash, then a roaring peal of thunder.
The hail continues.
The wind continues.
The uproar of the elements seems at its height.
She awakens.
That beautiful girl. She sits upon the bed and presses her hands on her eyes. Heavens, what a wild torrent of wind and rain, hail and thunder.
A wild, blue, bewildering flash of lightning streams across that bay window. For an instant, bringing out every color in it with terrible distinctness.
A figure, tall and gaunt, endeavors from the outside to unclasp the window.
She saw it. The flash of lightning revealed it to her. It stood the whole length of the window.
A strange clattering sound came upon the glass of that long window. It could not be a delusion. She is awake, and she hears it. What can produce it?
A tall figure is standing out on the ledge, immediately outside the long window. Its fingernails upon the glass produces a sound so like hail, now that the hail has ceased.
That one shriek is all she can utter, with hands clasped and a heart beating so wildly that each moment it seems as if it would break its confines, eyes distended and fixed upon the window. She waits! frozen with horror.
There can be no mistake. The figure is there, still feeling for an entrance and clattering against the glass with its long nails that appear as if the growth of many years had been untouched.
She tries to scream again, and she cannot.
She tries to move,
and she cannot. She can, but in a hoarse, faint whisper, cry, help, 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 help. A small pane of glass is broken, and the form from without introduces a long, gaunt hand.
The fastening is removed, and one half of the window is swung wide open upon its hinges.
Help, help, help. Oh, that look of terror that sat upon her face was dreadful. A look to haunt the memory of a lifetime.
The light falls upon the face of the figure, perfectly bloodless. The eyes looked like polished tin, the lips were drawn back, and the principal feature next to those dreadful eyes are the teeth.
The fearful-looking teeth, projecting like those of some wild animal, hideously, glaringly white and fang-like.
It approaches the bed with a strange gliding movement.
It clashes together the long nails that literally appear to hang from the finger ends.
No words come from its lips, only horrible, guttural noises.
She cannot even now say, help! The power of articulation is gone, but the power of movement has returned to her.
She drew her breath short and thick. Her limbs trembled, yet she cannot withdraw her eyes from that marble-looking face.
The storm has ceased. All is still. The winds are hushed.
1
o'clock.
Half on the bed and half onto it. The young girl lies trembling. Oh, what an age of agony this time was. Indeed, enough for madness to do its full work.
With a sudden rush that could not be foreseen,
With a strange howling cry,
he seized the long tresses of her hair, and twining them around his bony hands, he held her to the bed.
Then she screamed! Oh, heaven, grant her the power to scream!
He drags her head to the bed's edge and forces it back by the hair still entwined in his grasp.
With a plunge, he seizes her neck in his fang-like teeth.
a gush of blood and a hideous sucking noise follows.
The girl has swooned, and the creature is at his hideous repast.
Vampire.
The end. So this one, also we have to applaud for somebody else. I also looked back and realized that the projection from Barney the Vampire was on the wall. So we have to thank this person right here, Draco, our stage manager. Now, the first show I screwed up because I didn't give the titles and they just had to improv what the things were going to be within it. This time at least they had the warning of what was coming. Right, so bravo, Draco. And I also want to introduce, where's Sophia? Sophia Grace, who is our talk tip representative, something like that. Returned from our commercial interruption. Yes. Now, so we've had one dance, we've had one story, which means you get to pick where we go next. So we have a song still coming. Oh, do you know?
I've known her since she was, 12 years old, darling?
Well, she's 13 now. What's she doing? So, what's your name? Willow, pleasure to meet you, Willow. Very nice. So you get to choose song, dance, story, or wild card, except you never choose wild card. Yes. Which shall it be? Song. Song! Let us do a song. Welcome to the stage, the amazing Ice Queen herself, North Raina! of please. Woo! And Natalie. And Samari. Okay, let's see. I think it's this quadrant I need to come to. Look at you smiling at me. So in reality, if you really think about this, you get to choose the next two. Because what we have left is dance and story. So whatever you pick now happens now, and then whatever you don't have next. So you determine the fate of this entire show. Right now. So story or dance?
Let's go with dance.
All right. We're going with the dance, which means we're going to go with the lovely Adelaide. Marie, if you can get the implements of dance going. One of the only shows you will ever come to where they say implements of dance. There we go. And welcome to the stage here at MEGACON, Adelaide! Story it's going to be. There's 5 left. There we go. This one here. All right. Pull that out. Yeah, it's all 3 scripts that we're going to use. Why don't you open it up and see what it is? Oh, dear Lord. That's a way to end the show, huh? All right. So here we go. I'm going to drop these off in my hands. I'm going to say, you guys get to pick which one you would like. There you go. You choose which voice you want. Trust me, this is a hard one to do. So, okay, I'm going to spin.
We all need to know that.
Get your mind out of the gutter. All right. The Telltale Heart. True, nervous, very dreadfully nervous. and am. But why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not dulled them. Above all else was my sense of hearing acute.
He heard all things in heaven and in earth.
He heard many things in hell.
How then am I mad? It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain. But once conceived, it haunted me day and night.
He loved the old man who had never wronged him. He had never given him insult. For his gold, he had no desire.
I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this.
One of his eyes resembled that of a vulture, a pale blue eye with film over it. He made up his mind to take the life of the old man, and thus rid himself of the eye.
Forever. Now this is the point. You fancy me mad, but you should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded. With what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation! Every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of the door, and I opened it.
When he had made an opening sufficient for his head, he put in a dark lantern, all closed, and then thrust in his head. He moved it slowly, very, very slowly, so that he might not disturb the old man's sleep.
Ha! When a madman had been as wise as this.
And then, when his head was well in the room, he undid the lantern cautiously.
For the hinges creaked.
He undid it just so much that a single thin ray fell upon the area of the vulture eye.
And this I did for 7 long nights. Every night, just at midnight. But I found the eye always closed, so it was impossible to do the work.
For it was not the old man that vexed him, but it was the evil eye. Upon the 8th night, he was more than usually cautious in opening the door. To think that there he was opening the door little by little, and the old man not even to dream of his secret deeds or thoughts. He fairly chuckled at the idea. And perhaps the old man heard him, for he moved on the bed suddenly, as if startled.
You may think that I drew back, but no! I had my head. I was about to open the lantern when my thumb slipped upon the fastening, and the old man sprang up in the bed, crying out, "Who's there?" For a whole hour, I did not move a muscle, and I did not hear him lie down.
He was still sitting up in the bed.
Listening!
He knew that the old man had been lying awake ever since the first slight noise when he had turned in the bed. His fears had been ever since growing upon him.
He had been trying to fancy them causeless, but could not. He had been saying to himself,
It is nothing but the wind in the chimney.
Yes, he has been trying to comfort himself with these suppositions, but he had found all in vain.
All in vain. When I had waited a long time, very patiently, without hearing him lie down, I resolved to open a very little crevice in the lantern, until at length a single dim ray, like the thread of a spider, shot out from the crevice and fell upon the vulture eye. It was open! And now, have I not told you that what you mistake for madness has been an over-acuteness of the senses? There came to my ears a low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. It was the beating of the old man's heart. The hellish tattoo of the heart increased and grew quicker and quicker and louder every instant. Louder! Louder! I thought the heart must burst. The old man's hour had come. With a loud yell, I let go of the lantern and leapt into the room. He shrieked once only. In an instant, I dragged him to the floor and pulled the heavy bed over him. I then smiled gaily to see the deed so far done.
but for many minutes the heart beat on with a muffled sound, and at length it
Ceased. The old man was dead. There was no pulsation. His eye would trouble me no more.
He took up 3 planks from the flooring of the chamber and deposited all between the scantlings.
When he had made an end of these labors, it was 4 o'clock, still dark as midnight. As the bell sounded the hour, there came a knocking at the street door.
I went down to open it with a light heart. For what had I to fear?
They introduced themselves with perfect suavity as officers of the police.
Shriek had been heard by a neighbor during the night. Suspicion of foul play had been aroused. They had been sent to search the premises.
The shriek was my own in a dream. The old man was absent. In the country.
He took the visitors all over the house and made them search.
Search well!
He led them at length to the old man's chamber.
The officers were satisfied. My manner had convinced them.
But ere long, he found himself getting pale and wished them gone.
His head ached, and he fancied a ringing in his ears. The ringing became more distinct.
It was a low, dull, quick sound, much such a sound as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton.
Yet the officers heard it not. Why would they not be gone? It grew louder, louder, louder!
And still the man chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard not?
Louder! Louder! Villains! Dissemble no more! I admit the deed. Tear up the planks. Here! Here! It is the beating of his hideous heart.
The end.
That's a fun one for children's parties, if you like to bar mitzvahs, weddings, yes, they do it all, yes. So, I think that is everything that we had. That was Zeus calling us home, my dear friends. We want to encourage all of you to visit everyone here at MEGACON. There's so many wonderful groups, and we would love to plug away at a few of our favorites. Bill Slevin at the Paranormal Research Society and the Warren Legacy Foundation. Please go visit them. They're in the community zone. I think it's 406, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They have like a ton of tables there. And in fact, there is a gentleman down there, Joe, who was actually mentored by Ed and Lorraine Warren. And he has come down here to be with all of us and to give some talks and everything. So please go visit. There's also the Dragonwood Conservatory. How many of you have seen that? Anyone here? No, this is good. Please go visit them. They're the community zone. They are a charity. And they take care of exotic animals, especially animals that have been used in movies and films. He owns like one of the hedgewigs from the Harry Potter movies and stuff. And go visit him. He has a wonderful crocodile down there that has Loki horns on it right now. So go visit him. And please go for a horror walkthrough, a different kind of horror than what we do. Go visit Petrified Forest and do a wonderful walkthrough that they have down there in the community zone as well. And everyone, we do have to go. For now, the stories they call to us. The stories they need us. For us, my friends, time is always. Good night.